I made a scary movie out of Lego bricks, but I didn't just use Lego bricks, I also used Mega Blocks, plastic wrap, a cardboard toilet paper roll, the head of a baby doll, and lots of water. I'm gonna stop you right here. So if you haven't watched Cry, which is on my channel, it's an hour long. I know it's a hard thing to ask, but think of it as like an actual film, like an actual movie. Because most movies nowadays are like 1 hour, 2 hour long. And if you're still unsure about it, watch the trailer, which is also on my channel. It's called Cry. There's also a short film if you want to check that out, to give you an idea if it's your kind of thing or not. And then watch the film. And for those who have already seen the film, you can continue with the video. Unless you want to continue with the video regardless, but just know that you will be spoiled. Alright, so that's your last warning, and now to continue with the video. Now, I didn't keep a whole lot of things built for the film, but I do still have this horse carriage as well as a telephone booth if anyone cares. And this is what I used for the old telephone. So it's a string piece, and basically the same thing is in this booth here in the back. And you can see there's some like spots from the water still in the glass, but it is what it is. And I used some black tape and some like a white marker to write telephone all across here. And I used these gate pieces, like these railing pieces, as the doors that open. And then there's this horse carriage which the movers would ride on, and conceptually, you know, there would be a coffin back here, but of course I didn't show a scene like that. And I'm sorry about all the dust, but can't be helped sometimes. Gonna have to clean that off, maybe disassemble it. And there's two horses here in the front. They're basically on this part here so they can move up and down, like so, or side to side. That piece there. Sebastian Brickfilms 8579 says, "You should totally make a showcase of the huge robot baby model. I am super intrigued by it." So here's the monster of the film. As you can see, the body is made completely out of Lego parts and Technic parts. And then the head is just like a baby doll head. There's also these three versions of the head, which are animated in 1 or 2 scenes of the film. So if I wanted to change the monster's expression, I could just pop the head off and switch it to one of these. And these heads I basically got at Hobby Lobby, I believe, and I just painted over them. And then the bigger head is from a baby doll that I found at a thrift store, and I just cut it up, cut the eye holes, and then I painted it and sanded the bottom to fit over this Technic piece, and I used that to connect it to whatever rig I needed for like close-up shots. So yeah, that's basically it. You can pause the video if you want to look at it from certain angles. And it's got these gears here, which you can move them little by little to move the arms. And then it's got two fingers in the middle that are longer than the other fingers on the outside. And then these tubes that connect from the hand to the back. And you can see in one of the shots, the inspector shoots off this tube. So every shot after that, it's broken off like that. And then it's also got the spine, which is just this tube extending all the way to the back here with all of these spike pieces sticking out. And I thought that was a cool design. And then it's got the toes down here and the neck, which I use more of these pieces to extend the neck if I need to. And yeah, that's pretty much it for the monster. Also forgot to mention that these parts here are from a paper clip that I cut out and glued in there. Same with this part, although after animating in the rain it started to rust, but these are basically just paper clip cut up and pasted in there and painted over. So that's supposed to be like a speaker, so that's how it makes its sounds when it cries and pretends to be people and stuff like that. TXZ Official asks, how did you go about making the title shot? How did you achieve the flashes of lightning in your film? And have you thought about any potential ideas for a sequel? Well, the title shot was relatively simple. I had a glass panel in the foreground and I just wrote the word cry on it with a marker directly on the glass, sprayed it with water for the rain effect, took the picture, wiped the word off, and repeated for every frame. For the lightning, I just added an extra light source in camera for every frame that I wanted it to be in. Then when you actually see the bolts, it's the same concept but with some yellow plates and tiles in the same frames as the flashes. Now regarding a sequel, I have thought about the possibility. However, I don't know how likely that will happen. If it does happen, it won't be for another few years at least, and it'll probably feature a lot less rain. I do have ideas for not only a sequel, but 2 more sequels, making it a trilogy, but I also made the first film in a way where it's a complete story, and it doesn't necessarily need a sequel. I did leave some things open-ended though, so the possibility is still there. I just have a lot more stories I want to tell. So I want to focus on something else for now. If enough people want a sequel though, then I might return to this world in some capacity, even if it's not as long or ambitious as this one was. The Brickfilm Bros asked a similar question, and they even made a video talking about the film. If you haven't watched it yet, you should check it out. I was not expecting it. They asked another question in the video itself, but their comments were disabled, so I'll just answer them here.
That reminded me of another shot that I really liked and really like to know how Joshua Nelson did this, is the part where the water is dripping from the faucet. I really liked that. That turned out really well. It really sold the illusion, or it really sold like the effect of an actual faucet. And I would really like to know how exactly you did that, because that would be very interesting.
So I built the faucet using these Technic plates that have holes in them. Then I positioned the camera where you can't see the top of the faucet. I got a pipette filled with water and poured the water out through the hole while recording a video. I had to get my wife's help during this shot so I could puppeteer the arms while she operated the water. So that's pretty much it. That's all I had to show you guys, and if you have any other questions regarding the film or the channel in general, just ask me anything in the comments down below, and don't forget to like and subscribe if you haven't, and yeah, see you in the next video.